Hey there, how's it going? It is your muscle building coach, Lee Hayward, back at Platinum Gym for another workout. And today we're going to be training legs. And the first exercise of the leg workout is the barbell squat. Now, I have a love-hate relationship when it comes to squats. I love the results of doing squats, but I hate actually doing them. It's one of those moves where you have to muster up a lot of willpower in order to do it. And that's one of the reasons why I like to do it first in the leg workout so that I can get it over and done with and then move on to other exercises which I actually enjoy more. And a tip that's going to help with this is to take adequate rest time between sets. I personally rest around 2 to 3 minutes between heavy sets of squats, and I find having that rest break allows me to mentally prepare for the next set, and it also ensures that I'm reaching muscular fatigue rather than cardiovascular fatigue. So if you want to make the most of your squats, don't rush them. Purposely take some extra time between sets so that you can get the most muscle building benefit out of the exercise. And after the squats, going to do some isolation work for the quadriceps with the leg extension. Now, this is a bit of a controversial exercise. Some people say leg extensions are bad on the knees. I personally think it's not the exercise, but it's how you do them. And I recommend using lighter weight, slower tempo, and really focusing on squeezing and contracting your quadriceps with each repetition. If you do that, then you're not going to place excessive strain on the joint, but you are going to get a good contraction throughout the quadricep muscle. So start off with a couple lighter warm-up sets, and then work your way up to doing 2 to 3 heavier sets of at least 10 repetitions. Now we're going to do some isolation work for the hamstrings with the leg curl. Now, depending on the gym that you train at, you may have a lying leg curl like I'm using here on the video, you may have a seated leg curl machine, or you'll probably have a standing leg curl. It really doesn't matter which variation you use because they all basically do the same thing, which is a concentration curl for your hamstrings. A lot of people refer to the hamstrings as the leg biceps. So what we're doing here is just like a bicep curl for your arms, we're doing a bicep curl for your legs. So the most important thing that you want to focus on is really try and control the weight on the positive as well as the negative. Avoid using excessive momentum or swinging in order to get the weight up. I would rather you use a muscular contraction and really muscle the weight up rather than being overly explosive and swinging the weight up. Not only is this going to give you more muscle building benefits, but it's also going to reduce your risk of injury as well. Now, as far as the sets and reps, always start off with a couple progressively heavier warm-ups and then work your way up to doing 2 to 3 heavier sets of around 10 to 12 repetitions. And the next exercise in the leg workout is the leg press. Now, I like to save this one for the end of the workout because the quadriceps and hamstrings are already going to be pre-fatigued from the isolation work that we did earlier, and you're not going to have to lift as heavy with the leg press afterwards. So this is a great way to get a lot of muscle stimulation without having to lift excessively heavy weight and place strain on the knee joint. So if you do have any knee pain, consider doing your leg presses later in the workout rather than earlier on, and that way again you'll be able to lift less weight but still get the muscle building benefits because your quads and hamstrings will be pre-exhausted by the time you get around to doing them. Now, as far as the sets and reps are concerned, always start off doing several progressively heavier warm-ups and then work your way up to doing 2 to 3 heavy sets of around 10 to 15 repetitions. And now we're going to do some work for the calves with the standing calf raise. And I like to save calves for the end of a leg workout because I find that if you do them early in the session, that it can sometimes hinder your exercise performance for your other exercises. For example, if you do calves before you do squats, it may hinder your balance because your calves and your feet are already pre-exhausted and pumped up beforehand. So I find that it's always better to save calves for the end of a leg workout rather than doing them at the beginning. And one of the most important things when it comes to training calves is using a full range of motion. You really want to let your heels sink all the way down in the bottom of the repetition so that you get a full stretch, and then come all the way up on your tippy toes for a full peak contraction. And that is the most important thing in order to stimulate the calf muscles. A lot of times we see guys in the gym doing these short little choppy reps in the mid-range, and that isn't activating the calves to their full potential. You really need to use the full range of motion in order to maximize the development in the calves. And to finish things off, I'm going to do some training for the abdominals, and for this one I'm doing the leg raise. And this is a great exercise that targets the lower abs, and it also works the hip flexors and upper quads, so it's an ideal exercise to throw in at the end of a leg workout. And the way I like to train my abdominals is, rather than having a dedicated abdominal gym session, I like to throw in a little bit of ab work with each training session. So you'll notice with the video series that I've been posting up lately, after every single workout, I'll throw in an abdominal exercise, and I like to do a different one after each workout. So there you go. That concludes the leg workout. Now, as you just seen, it is a simple routine, but we are hitting all aspects of the legs. We're hitting the quads, the hamstrings, as well as the calves for a full leg routine. Now, if you have any questions, comments, or feedback about this, please feel free to post them down in the comment section below. I will chat with you down there. And if you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe to the Total Fitness Bodybuilding YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so that you stay up to date with all my latest videos. And I'll talk to you in my next video coming soon. Take care. Over and out.